I visited the cheapest grocery store in the world's most expensive country, Iceland, to see if it's actually cheap, and what I found really shocking. Bonus sells a wide range of items like everyday food, frozen food, meat, poultry, along those lines. The prices range from being really cheap to being super expensive in comparison to many other countries. But before we start, for you to understand easily, 1 GBP equals 130 Icelandic krona and 1 USD equals 120 Icelandic krona. You can find a wide variety of bread here. So the prices they range from $3 to $5 or £3 to £5 as well for like how small or how large the package is. So it is quite pricey right off the bat. Oh boy, what I found out after the bread section really shocking. They even have the traditional Nordic bread. Oh my god, as someone who's been to Sweden a lot, I was actually shocked to see this right here. Yeah, surprisingly, as I kept walking around the store, I noticed many of their products are Swedish actually. And this is some of that traditional Nordic bread I was mentioning. Now, their lentils are expensive at £3. These are all Swedish chips and crisps. Again, like £4, £5 for something like this. But the salaries here are like $5,000 a month. And finally, some British ones. These aren't too badly priced. The Tux at only £2. Their silicone is expensive at £5. This Nordic bread isn't so expensive, and this is the British section. A single Heinz can costs £1 to £2, or a group for £4 to £5. And that's a bit of cheese. This is the cheese section. Tea here is a bit pricey at like £5 a small pack, which is crazy to think about. And if you compare it to the UK, I'm not sure what the prices are like in America. And there's the cooking oil. Again, it's expensive at like £6 to £7. Now the rice isn't so bad. Yeah, that's like their cup of noodles. It is a bit cheap, so less than a pound. Again, this is more noodles. Again, even cheaper, less than a pound. Now their meat spreads are not cheap. £6 for something like for tuna or something like that. But I actually couldn't believe the ready-to-eat meals. The ready-to-eat meals here are expensive at like £20 or something along those lines. And if we keep walking, the hot dogs here, if you are vegetarian or if you can't eat pork, they do contain pork. So do watch out for that. They are also expensive at like £12 or £8 along those range. This is cheeses and different kinds of butters. Again, it's not so bad. It's more expensive than the UK. There's toothpaste. It does cost like 1,000 Icelandic krona, which isn't so bad technically. The frozen chicken costs £10 for a single one. And there's I don't know what caviar. Yeah, they do surprisingly sell caviar here. I didn't check the price though. Baby divers cost £12 here. Crazy to think about. Let's look at the vegetables. Okay, so we have £5 for some broccoli. They have frozen tomatoes here, and they do actually make these tomatoes in Iceland. Yeah, they make these in geothermal dorms. But surprisingly, the Red Bull isn't that expensive. Like £4 for a can and £6 for a pack. Let's keep walking to the frozen aisle section. A pack of Fanta costs like £5. Okay, if we have a look at their baguettes and stuff like that, it is pricey at like 600, 500 Icelandic krona. Yeah, this is like a single pack, so it's not so bad if it's like under 200 Icelandic krona. Yeah, this is the toothpaste and things like that. Again, like toothpaste is around 400 Icelandic krona. Uh, Toothbrushes as well cost 300 to 200 Icelandic krona. You can get cheaper if you go for baby ones. And this is more of the kind of items. Yeah, they do have Ben and Jerry's. Let's see the prices. Yeah, it's expensive at 1,000 Icelandic krona, which is £10. Crazy to think about. We actually missed something. We haven't looked at a single Icelandic product. Now let's have a look at some Icelandic products. Now let's have a look at Iceland's most famous export, skier. And let's see the prices because this is where it matters. Wow, it's like a wall of skier. Goodbye, Aldi's. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's not so bad. It borders between 300 to 1,000 Icelandic krona. Still a bit pricey, but not so bad. There's a bit of milk as well. Yeah, milk is around 200 Icelandic krona. Again, maybe £3 to £4, give or take, which is $4 to $5 if you're watching from the US. I didn't see what the chicken price is, but maybe 10,000 Icelandic krona. Coming up, let's have a look at their granolas. Yeah, it's around £3 to £4 for a single granola pack or a single like chocolate thingy. And we're gonna pay up because I did buy a few items, so let's see how much everything costs. There's more Swedish brands actually. They're quite reasonably priced at like £1 or £2. Now, if we have a look at the till, so the thing, if you do shop here, a lot of the stuff doesn't work properly. So sometimes you may have to ask people here to help you out. Yeah, but stuff in general, small stuff like this doesn't always work properly. And let's see how much I actually spent here in a little bit. Okay, the total came up to 1,500 Icelandic krona for 4 items. Now let's, yeah, tea is expensive as well. Now let's try this here in a little bit. But yeah, when you do leave, you can just easily leave. No need to scan everything. This is like Polish, I think. So yeah, 10% of the population is actually in Poland, which is crazy to think about since it's a country of only 300,000 people. And there's like a beautiful view of Reykjavik with the sun in the background. I'll miss you, and let me try this here. I do have some stuff because I brought some food from the UK just to make things a bit cheaper because it is that expensive. And let's try this here. Wow, it's actually really good. So I hope you guys watch. Do you guys think Iceland is expensive or not expensive? Let me know in the comments below.